Do you think you'll be remembered when you die? Inevitably, death comes for all of us, but we can't all be remembered, at least not in the same way. So if you really want to make sure you stick in the memory, what's the best way to go about it? Well, you could do something really great and be remembered as a hero. Or perhaps you might want to do something really quite bad and be remembered as a villain. But even then, you have to wonder, how long will it last? A few years maybe? Decades perhaps? If you manage something really impressive, you might even last a few thousand years with a bit of luck. Even kings, though, are eventually forgotten. But not all kings are made equal. If you really want to be remembered, you'll have to think bigger. Think millions. And for that, you'll have to stick around. Now, it might seem an easy step. Wait long enough and you'll get there in the end, whether you want to or not. But to become a fossil, you've got to die right. You see, the manner of your death will massively influence your ability to be fossilised, so a little bit of planning won't go amiss. What you're aiming to do is keep your body in one piece. A non-destructive death will mean that there's simply more of you left available to become a fossil. If you start dividing yourself up, it's more likely that bits of you will be lost to the sands of time. Smaller pieces will decay more quickly, they'll be eaten more readily, and even if they do manage to get fossilised, with time they'll be more likely to be destroyed. Ideally, you'll want to avoid being eaten, exploded, melted, or burnt, quartered, imploded, dissolved, or crushed. The importance of keeping your body in one piece continues immediately after you die as well. Many a prospective fossil has been lost to hungry scavengers, so tuck yourself away somewhere nice and safe and get ready for step 2. Decomposition is going to be one of your greatest threats. Almost everything that dies simply rots away to be forgotten. Oxygen speeds up decay, so laying out in the open is about the worst thing you could do. To be different, you're going to want to make sure that you're covered, and quick. By rapidly encasing yourself in a sediment like silt or sand, you can create a barrier against the air and keep decomposition at bay. To do this, you'll want to avoid mountains, where there's little sediment to cover you to begin with, and jungles, where the damp and warmth means you're likely to be eaten and broken down before you get a chance to be concealed. Your best bet is probably somewhere aquatic, where nearly all fossils originate. A river, lake or sea will do, perhaps even a pond at a push. So long as the water can quickly wash over your body and cover it in sediment. Mud isn't your only option, of course. If you're feeling more adventurous, you could go for something a little more exotic. Perhaps try tree resin and be encased in glistening amber. Or maybe a nice tar pit to be forever frozen in time. Whatever you choose to be covered with, just make sure it happens quickly. The less time you spend exposed, the more of you there'll be left to save. Normally, even if you're quick, some of you will be lost. The fleshy bits tend to go first as they decay most rapidly. That's why you're generally just left with bone. If you get really lucky though, even your soft parts might survive. Dinosaur fossils with skin and feathers are found from time to time, so act fast to make sure you give yourself the best chance. Simply being covered won't keep you forever, so if you want to stick around, you'll have to get tough. If you followed the previous steps correctly, you'll find yourself very dead and very buried. Thankfully, next all you'll really need is patience. With time, more and more layers of sediment will build up on top of you, and you'll find yourself under ever-increasing pressure. This pressure will begin to expel any remaining water out of the surrounding sediment and turn it into rock. This is exactly how things like sandstone or limestone are created, just this time, you'll be inside. With the rock formed around you, mineral-rich water can begin to seep into your body. And just as hard water will leave limescale in your kettle, the minerals will be deposited on what's left of you, eventually turning you to stone. What stone that will be will depend on where you are. If you find yourself in a nice spot rich in silica, you might just be fortunate enough to be turned into opal, preserving you for millennia with a nice iridescent sheen. Set in stone, you'll be in a much better position to face the trials of time, but having escaped decay, your threats will simply change. Freed from flesh, your new rocky form will have the potential to last for millions of years. That's not, however, to say it will be completely indestructible. Weathering will become your greatest threat, and to avoid it, you'll have to stay underground. If you find yourself near the edge of a tectonic plate as it collides with another, there's a risk that you might be suddenly exposed. This is the process that forms mountains and explains why fish fossils originating on the ocean floor are found at the highest points on Earth. If you're exposed to the elements, you'll eventually be broken down and destroyed. Fossils are certainly tough, but the weather will wear away as even the toughest. Through freeze and thaw, rain and sun, cracks will begin to show, and with millions of years to whittle down, time eventually comes for everyone. The inevitable, though, can be delayed. Just make sure to stay deep underground, away from the dangers above. Importantly though, don't go too deep. If you find yourself being pushed down as tectonic plates collide, your danger will be heat. As you travel deeper and deeper, temperatures will rise, eventually melting you down to magma. An impressive end, but perhaps not the best way to be remembered. So find yourself a nice secure spot to make sure you stick around. Fossilisation is far from an easy process. Only a select few will make it, but why not you? As they say, the best things come to those who wait, and if you want to become a fossil, well, you'll certainly have a lot of waiting to do.